two I have to pin this message. Yeah. So welcome. I scheduled it for once, isn't it great? I just make sure it is open. It is one. We're a bit early. We're about 9 minutes early. Yeah, it's okay. Everything's fine. 100%. So we're about 9 minutes early. So we're talking a second about what's the plan. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but it was too. I was out for too long. By the time I got back, for fucking donkey's years. Like I'm only in the door there at 9 o'clock. So, you know yourself. Basically, very little time left to do anything when you come in at 9 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, so pressure. My own top chat. No, I'm not. I'm a live chat. Good. I call top chat. That's not what you want. Hello, boy. He's probably. That was a few minutes ago. I seen them messaging there. Yeah, I'm a bit early, so people probably like, oh fuck, he's a bit early today. It was about 9 minutes of bats. Weird. So yeah, I don't know. Probably didn't. People half the people probably didn't see that I scheduled the live stream. I done it again in the last moment. To be totally honest, I meant to do it earlier on, around before 9, but look at it, never got him to around what time was it? It was around 9:40 something when I scheduled. It was something like 41, 42, something like that. 9:42. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was around 9:42. I think I scheduled it. But I should have probably scheduled it earlier on anyway too. I should start probably doing it. It's just I never get around to it. That's the thing. I probably should, yeah, because I knew it would be live stream. I knew yesterday I wouldn't be live. I kind of knew today I would be live at some point. I didn't know what time, but I knew some point I would be live. That's the point. Let me see. I just refresh, just make sure everything's fine. Yeah, everything seems fine. Give it a few minutes anyway. Maybe notifications will go out into the scheduled time. I don't know really how the things work with notifications and stuff like that when you go live before the time, I suppose. Who knows? In Britain, not sure if you've seen the mobile phones in Britain, was he? Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I know about that. I'm aware of that. It might happen in some border counties too in Cavan and Mullen, so we might have that kind of alert. So we have been told, maybe some might have it. But yeah, it's scheduled for Sunday. I might say I was going to do a video on it, but it's kind of very little to do with Ireland, I suppose. It does have something to do with Northern Ireland, obviously, but it's basically just a scare tactic. They don't really have to do it. Well, they say they don't really have to do it. They don't really have to do it at all. That's what I'm trying to say. Like they do have to test it with the general, but just basically to make people feel that at any moment the government could come and lock you down, basically. That's what I think it is, unfortunately. I don't think it's for the benefit of the people. I think it's more just a fear tactic. If you ask me, maybe I'm a bit senile or a bit conspiracy theory 2.0, but I don't see the point in it, to be totally honest. I think they can easily just test it on a few government officials, right, and they don't have to bother with the general public. But no, they insist everybody has to do it. But there's a way of turning it off. Videos of like that, how to turn it off have gone viral on social media. But yeah, probably I actually presume I probably will get it, possibly, from the British government, because obviously I'm not in England, but technically it's only a few miles away from here, basically the border. So it's possible it could happen. So we have to wait and see. It'd be good fun anyway. Or not really good fun, it'd be. I don't know what it'd be man noise about. Yeah, Turkey and Haiti. Not really anything never really happen in London now. We'd never really have any earthquakes or anything, thankfully, because we're not on any tectonic plates. Italy and Turkey are on big tectonic plates. The same with Hawaii. Huge tectonic plates. Japan too, uh, which can cause earthquakes and obviously tsunamis and things like that. Yeah, not really anything too severe you could get in England or Ireland, to be totally honest. In the terms of that, maybe you get the odd flood, a bit of a flood, but not really too much noteworthy. Nothing like what happens in the Midwest in America, tornadoes and stuff like that. They just touch down randomly at any point in the Midwest. Uh, you know, nothing like that now. Or even in Australia, wildfires and stuff like that. Nothing really like that. Um, yeah, nothing really, nothing too thankfully, nothing major that happens in England or Ireland. But again, I don't see the point. I think it's just all fair tactics, to be totally honest. Because it's not really like they don't really need it, to be totally honest. They only need the test for 2 or 3 people, and if it works, it works. They'll be able to test for them two or three people. They don't need to have everybody in together to do it. You know, if that makes any sense at all. That's just the way I see it, kind of. Maybe the British government sees it a different way. Um, but yeah, the majority of people in the United Kingdom probably have their phones because this, as I say, there's a way of turning it off in your phone. Um, so probably a lot of people have done that. So yeah, 1 second. Back again. Let me see. I get into the business at hand tonight. Just give me a second. I'm just giving it a few minutes. Um, what was I doing? For any warnings when World War Three happens, we'll hopefully please God that doesn't happen. But yeah, probably won't be any warnings anyway because things will happen too quickly. And there won't be any ones basically because we all happening far too quickly. Be happening in an instant. Uh, like if somebody, I don't want to sound more, but I suppose I'd probably hold that thought for a second. To be to sound too more, but I know I'm kind of just playing into the games at this stage. Um, but yeah, so to be totally honest, there won't be any ones if something like that happened. But that's how I say I'm not gonna even utter that word. That thought I was taking up there. Um, because obviously that's nearly playing into the government now to obviously, and we couldn't have that. An invasion for North Wales, so it's got them Welsh people. We could have an invasion. Yeah, better to be realistic anyway. What was I going to say? Yeah, the people of Wales are going to take over Ireland. To be totally honest, I actually think the Icelandic Navy could come over here and take over the Irish state. Because there's actually fuck all that can actually stop any country from doing anything in this country. Let's be fair. Well, the Icelandic Coast Guard, not even the Navy, it's a Coast Guard with about 5 people in it. And they could probably beat the whole Irish army, to be totally honest, because they probably have more fats, weapons, and stuff. In the past, well, the Vikings did, yeah. Iceland is a Vikings, is like. I get into the meat of the things in a few minutes. I just give it another few minutes. There might not be a lot of people here tonight, I know. Faroe Islands, yeah, but the Faroe Islands actually seem very nice. Seen a few photographs of it a few times. Seem very nice place, the Faroe Islands. At some point in the future, when I have to think about going to Newfoundland, if you know, you know what I'm talking about. In a way, yeah, but it's kind of a lot more smaller, obviously. But in a way, it kind of does in its own right. Hello, Cian. How are you doing? But it looks nice, the Faroe Islands, anyway. But yeah, uh, maybe Newfoundland someday I'll go to. But if you know, you know what I'm talking about. You look superb. Well, thank you. It's good to the people not saying I'm looking dying. I'm dying. He looks like he's dying. With the hat, oh well. I don't think anybody knows that reference about Newfoundland. Nobody gets the reference. No one understands the reference. It's a terror, nobody understands it. Oh wait, that's the new Finland bag, which... What? Oh, and the half you mean. Come again, governor. Separate, but no, it's actually people don't know why I mentioned Newfoundland. Just randomly, like I know many people probably won't even know about it, but there's actually a cool history behind what I'm going to talk about. Cool, it's actually a cool history. I let people take a guess for a few minutes, and then I tell you a bit of the history. Hello, Alan. How are you doing? I'm not too bad. How are you, Alan? Basically, Newfoundland. It's basically Ireland 2.0. Basically, everybody has kind of an Irish accent in Newfoundland. You might not believe me, but look it up. And there's a lot of people with Irish heritage in Newfoundland, and there's Irish pub, loads of Irish. But basically, at this point, it's nearly an Irish island, Newfoundland, because obviously it nearly has all the Irish culture basically there in Newfoundland. And you might not believe me, but there's hundreds of videos online showing you that people are nearly, it's nearly like Ireland, you know, to be totally honest, the culture and the way people talk and the way people interact with each other and different things, different parts of society. Um, so I don't know if you've seen that. I might actually see, maybe I can get a video for you, just where you listen to it in the background. It's actually a fun fact. Don't really have to hear about that at all. We learned that in geography at one stage. If I can get a video of it, I'll see if I can get. I remember we watched the YouTube video of it. It'll probably take us 9 years to find it. New. Give me a moment. New found. Oh shit. Fuck yeah, no. Sorry, excuse my language. Let me see. Let me see. I'm just trying to find the video that maybe we've seen before. Yeah, maybe I think this might be the one we listened to. I can link it in the description. Hello, Shani.
He settled here really, he's a 40,000, he can't in Ireland. Jim Murphy.
Can you remember him?
No, never saw him. His father died, he was 72, he died in 1942.
There's really an Irish part in Newfoundland, isn't
Well, there was 4 of us. There was 2 brothers besides myself and my stepbrother. The Monday morning my father would give you the work to do for the day,
Aye.
right from Monday to Saturday. You mightn't like to do it, but you were going to do it. And if you hadn't done when you were eating your supper, he'd want to find out the reason why you didn't do it. So I appreciate you for that.
he? He was pretty strict, but it helped you out, eh?
Yeah, when I went working for myself, I couldn't believe it work. I appreciate you for that today.
You got your pension last year and you haven't stopped very much at all.
No, I'm not going to stop now till my legs give out and then I'll have to stop.
Aye.
It's a pretty good place to live here in the Cape Shore, isn't it?
It's the best kind of a place to live. There's a lot, like I told you, there's a lot of meals you can put on the table and cost you any money.
It's like a
A
carry
bowl of
person.
vegetable, a bit of fish.
Any fish.
And from the sound of it, you got some cattle here too.
I had some
Aye.
cattle. Always kills one every fall. I had pigs, I remember having 23 pigs.
And you don't burn much oil either, you cut all your own wood.
I got to burn no oil.
I even want to be happy. Well, not actually
So what
happy
was
because
it
he
like now
burns
years
it.
ago here? You're not that old yourself, I know, but I suppose you can remember the 30s.
Get up at 12 o'clock.
Oh, it's not bad, thank you.
The vast majority of people have doors.
But yeah, it's an interesting thing. I think that's the one we watched. I think there was another one. There was another video of it, but God knows when. Actually, Irish of Newfoundland. Yeah, well, that's a long video. It's anything else because I remember we watched. Something in school about it. Yeah, like there's a whole documentary about it. That explains it probably better. Yeah, like he literally has an Irish accent. Like you can actually even hear it. The kettle and all that. They would call them cows in other countries. They wouldn't call them kettle. But that's a man in Newfoundland. His parents originated from County Mayo, and they went over to Newfoundland. So that's only one of 100 cases in Newfoundland. Basically, the majority of the island is basically Irish people, descendants of Irish people, and have Irish pubs and huge culture and things like that. So basically, it's basically half Irish. I'm just trying to like there was a video we watched once, and so, but basically look it up. I would say there's loads of probably other stuff you can look up too. You might see about this maybe. We watch a bit of this. It's about we're not reactor, and leave it on for a bit. We're not for much, but probably for a few minutes. Let's see. Like, but I would suggest people to do their research on this. Yeah, I wish I could show you, but just in case it happened. Oh no, not Argentina. Oh, no. Let's actually go on talking. It's just a jank.
The first Irish to cross the Atlantic came as early as the 1600s.
Yeah, we might
They
listen
were
to a
part
bit
of
of
the
this
great
now.
European seasonal migration to harvest cod in the seas around Newfoundland, the richest fishing grounds in the world. Like true Newfoundlanders, Ranton will roar on deck and below, until the sea bottom inside the twosome.
But yeah, I'm not listening to it. It's actually an interesting story, just to say it, so people have a bit. I don't know, does anybody know anything to that? Did anybody know that beforehand? Did anybody ever know about that beforehand? But basically, yeah, there's a big there's a documentary. It's about 46 minutes long. I was listening to. Yeah, but there could be one or two of them with Cavan accents there. But I don't know. That man kind of had I don't know. He had a kind of western like Mayo or down that way. At one point, I thought he was from Kerry. He kind of went on a bit, and you couldn't make head and tail or what he was hitting. So yeah, but probably is people descended from Cavan in Newfoundland. But yeah, did anybody know that before? It's interesting history. So if you ever get a chance to go to Newfoundland, do have a peek, I suppose. But does people know where Newfoundland is first? Like it's basically a small island. That's an island. Now on the shores of Newfoundland. I don't know why. How did I bring up about Newfoundland? I don't know why. What was I talking about? I can't actually even remember. Oh, the Faroe Islands. Yeah, that's the reason. Don't know why I brought it up. But I think I just mentioned about it because the Irish. Yeah, the Irish roots. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Newfoundland. Yeah. Well, anybody ever get a chance to go anywhere to Newfoundland? Let me know how you did. You enjoy it? Or so maybe someday I might chip on over. Yeah. So just to go over and say hello. Just to say, I just called to say hello. Yeah, what do I think of which one? Oh yeah, Faroe Island would be good one day. Iceland and stuff. I'd be afraid to be totally honest going to Iceland because there's loads of volcanoes. That's the only thing I'd be afraid to go to Iceland with. There's too many volcanoes. The Ruhr Party they're on about. Yeah, so they're on the one independent, Megafist Smalls mainly, and a few other independents that talk about creating a new rural party for rural Ireland, basically. Well, obviously before probably everywhere. But you know, to be totally honest, I don't want to sound like naive or anything like saying this, but at the moment there's so many political parties. There's so many people wanting to change things and things like that. But at the end of the day, if you have so many political parties, you're going to split the vote. That's the thing. You're going to split all the votes. And nobody's going to have a majority of the former government. So basically, take for example, if they do for like say if the election happened in the morning, right? The rural party, say the rural Ireland party, right? They called them that. They won a good few seats, right? But Fine Gael still came on top. You still had to go into government with Fine Gael. And they still would have to play ball by Fine Gael. Fine Gael collapsed the government. So basically, no, based on what I'm trying to say, well, obviously, and then obviously there'd be probably some Social Democrats, Labour, and then Sinn Féin, and then, all that. Nobody would have a majority in the government. So, there's not really anything that would change, basically. That's what I'm going to say, unfortunately. Because this is the way the Irish system is kind of focused on. Along with the Dutch farmers. Well, the Dutch farmers actually did very well in the election, in the Dutch elections, which is good. It didn't go very well. It actually got the biggest vote out of any party, which is good. But people really just pissed off in the Netherlands, and they pissed off the farmers so much that everybody turned against every other party and voted for one party. But you get what I'm saying? There was only one kind of party, the Dutch Farmers Party, and that was not really any other party that had an option with. Like in Ireland now they're forming new parties every 10 seconds. Everybody's forming new parties. There's parties popping up here, there, and everywhere. It's crazy at the moment. And, we don't really need parties. We need people who, it's hard to describe, but you get them saying there's hundreds of parties forming every day of the week now at this stage. I hope they set up one because right now I have no one to vote for. No one to vote for. Probably the Rural Ireland Party, but the Green, obviously, well, we have to wait and see, I suppose, how it will go. First of all, they need to obviously get a few people in the Rural Party, but again, they have to see. But a lot of them have probably switched over to other parties now. A lot of them, when they get to the Greens and stuff like that, they probably switched over to Into more. They went to Into more than they went to. Then probably some went to other parties too, maybe. But I said the vast majority of them went to Into. But Into is kind of seen a surge in membership. Very dramatically, actually, in the last few weeks. For some reason. It's literally gone up by 10 votes, to be totally honest. So all of a sudden, there's so many people joining it. So it seems like everybody's jumping boat in through this stage. As far as I know, that's what I've been looking at and being told. But we have to wait and see, I suppose. But my fear is there'll be so many people, there's so many different parties probably going to go up for election. You'll think it's up in Cavan Inn, there'll be about 50 parties maybe. Well, not 50, but you know what I'm saying, there'll be so many different parties. Nobody know who to vote for, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's join the new party. Who? Oh, you mean Sinn P. O'Reilly? Is that who you're talking about? I don't. Again, it's news to me about who's joined it. But I presume it's Sinn P. O'Reilly that you're talking about. But Sinn P. O'Reilly left Fianna Fáil and he wasn't too pleased with any of the parties. As far as I know, I don't think he'd be any other council. Because the rest of them are kind of pretty solid in where they are. They're not going to budge. Let's put it that way. Shane, yeah. I was taking it, yeah. He was talking before about it, yeah. So he's joined it, yeah. I didn't hear about that now, but I kind of presumed he would probably join it anyway. Because obviously the other councils, all the councils up here in Cavan Patrol wouldn't budge. They stay with Fianna Fáil and Fianna Gael, and they wouldn't budge an inch. Same with Western Willie and Cavan. I don't see any of the other ones changing their mind anyway. Maybe Brendan Fay might change his mind and might join a party. He's independent of us at the moment, which I'd rather him stay independent to be honest. But again, it's it's the people's decision, I suppose, which party he joins. So it's his own decision at the end of the day too. So we have to wait and see. But that's the only one I could see if he's going to join any party or anything like that. But I was thinking Shane P. Whiteley would be the first there, would be totally honest. Especially because Shane P. O'Reilly is a kind of a farmer too. He's kind of a farmer, but he has a funeral business too. So I think, so as I know he's a funeral director, and I think he has a farm too. He might be wrong in that. I can't remember. So many of them, so many people try to remember, and what they're doing and where they're coming from and what they have. You know, it's so hard to remember everything. Yeah, don't quote me on that bit now, but I have to check that bit out. I actually can't remember. Somebody did mention it once to me about him. That's a good while ago now. That's probably during the last election, which is 4 years ago now. I couldn't remember it all now. Oh yeah, Robert F. Kennedy's going for the presidency. But I don't think he stands a chance, to be totally honest. We all kind of know it's going to be Joe Biden and Donald Trump. But it could be DeSantis either. We have to wait and see. But I don't see the Democrats going with Robert F. Kennedy. Because at the moment they have literally nobody else that they could put up but Joe Biden. Like, that's the only solution they kind of have, the Democrats. They're not going to put Kamala Harris forward for it. They're not going to do that. So it's basically Joe Biden or nothing. That's basically what they're going with at the moment, it looks like. The Democratic Party. Because this is kind of noting the Democratic Party that's well known that could get in, to the presidency. That's the thing. Again, unless Michelle Obama goes and puts her hat in the ring. But I think she probably would have said about it now, by now. Because again, you need something that's well known, to win. Because there's no point putting somebody that's not known and, they won't get the votes, basically. That's what it is. Like Donald Trump was known. Before that, that's obviously was in TV and things like that. And Joe Biden, obviously, that he used to be the vice president too, so we've known. But definitely, I probably shouldn't say too much, but it's kind of questionable how he got more votes than Barack Obama. We'll question that. It's kind of questionable that in that reality. He's only 60s. Well, you want somebody that's 90 something, do you? But he'd probably do far better than Joe Biden. Like, let's be fair, Joe Biden doesn't even know what day of the week it is. So at least if you had somebody there that actually knew what day of the week it was and what day it was, you'd be actually going in the right direction, compared to Joe Biden that actually shakes hands with the air. Like, quite literally, nobody's there and he's shaking hands with the air. At least he wouldn't turn around and do that, I don't think. Because when you see that, that's a very, very bad sign. And not even once, he done it twice. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I just noticed the 7 people here. Hello, hello. Sorry, I was going on about the US elections and stuff like that, and talk about this new party form, I suppose. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. OT wouldn't like it. Yeah, you couldn't do that. YouTube wouldn't like it too. Just to say, so. But that's all I say. Right. I'm not saying it was rigged, of course, or anything like that. Of course not. But there's definitely one or two instances that do cause for concern in some regard. Obviously, the Finnish election was definitely rigged. We can all agree on that. And it should be a week out with a few extra ballots put in for the SDLP, of course, because let's be fair, we just changed the name on the ballot, and that's all. Have that, because we all know that was definitely rigged. Of course, like you just probably like this Feco. We have to get rid of him. Get rid of him. Aye, well, we better be nice to YouTube then. Oh, I haven't even got on to the subject that we're supposed to be talking about today. That's the best part of it. But look, we have all night. So we're going to sit here all night. Until the cows come home. I wouldn't know his wife. I know Robert F. Kennedy. I know of him. I don't know too much about him, but I know bits of him. But I don't know much about his wife. You should probably be in the background more than he'd be in the front row, I suppose. Generally, that's the same with everybody's wife and like wife and girlfriend or whatever. It's the same with Donald Trump's wife. I don't know much about her. I know a bit about Michelle Obama, but I don't know much about Donald Trump's wife. Again, I know she's coming Melania Trump, and she's from Serbia, somewhere there. Serbia, the former Yugoslavia Republic. Soviet Republic, sorry, not Soviet Republic. USSR, the SSSR, or whatever you call it. You know what I'm talking about, Yugoslavia, old Yugoslavia. Basically Soviet. I don't even know what that is, Colin. But I hope I keep them well. Slovenia, I said Serbia. Yeah, so I was right. Yeah, I was wrong, sorry. So I said Serbia. Sorry. Slovenia, yeah. I knew it was someone the old Yugoslavia. I couldn't think it was Serbia or Slovakia. But yeah, I know that's all I know, basically, for about her. I don't know much else about her. And she's the only person's wife that was born outside the United States to be First Lady. So I know of, I know. The only other person kind of would have that claim is kind of Martin van Buren, because he was half Dutch, I suppose. But that's back fucking not today or yesterday now. Martin van Buren was the sixth president of the United States, or the fifth president, I can't remember. It's George Washington. Yeah, probably the sixth. Yeah, because him and what do you call him? Andrew Jackson. Yeah, there's a big row between him and Andrew Jackson. Back when the election was, so yeah, it must have been the fifth president or the sixth president of the United States. That's back in. Oh, that's after the Battle of New Orleans and stuff like that. After 1812. Yeah. Hello, Naya. How are you doing? Were you out and about on the bypass? Not really today. Yesterday I was out and about on the bypass. Not really today. Yeah, so I think I'm writing that. Maybe it's the fifth. I checked that actually. Can't remember. I know he was one of the first presidents, man from Buren. I was the eighth president. I'm stupid. I'm dopey. I'm a dope. Yeah, I knew it was kind of after 1812. It was 1837 he was elected as president, yeah. I was thinking because it wouldn't have been 1812. James Monroe was the president of the United States, yeah. Yeah, so I was thinking he was elected in 1820. That's what I was thinking of. James Monroe would have been President Monroe when they burned the White House and stuff, the British. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Thinking of it now, it actually would be correct. Yeah, because Andrew Jackson would have been too young now when he was in 1812 in the Battle of New Orleans. He would have been that young, but yeah, I don't know. Again, American history, it's hard to remember all the presidents, so many of them, what they did and where they were. So apologies about that off. I wasn't too wrong. I suppose the person. Like I think I said the 6th to the 7th, which I wasn't too far off. It's off by a second, but yeah, it's hard to remember every person. Like he was half Dutch, Martin van Buren. So history lessons. Any questions to that? I know we kind of went on rambling there for a few minutes. But I hope you keep them well now. Sorry, I don't know that I say that. I was too busy rambling for a few minutes. I was banned in Ports of Grain. Their own interests. Okay, I didn't know that. Didn't know that. I don't know much about that. It must have been just that happening. In 18. So I'm just taking that because I got it wrong. The Battle of New Orleans was wasn't in 18. Was it in 1814 or 1812? I'm actually having a fit of that. Because the song The Battle of New Orleans is 1812. No, 1814. Oh, it's in 1815. Okay. The more you know. So the song must be a bit off, I suppose. The local agricultural sector. I see. So yeah, we'll probably hear more about it soon. But how did that? Like I know Poland probably would have a bigger farm and agriculture than probably maybe Hungary would be the same. Yeah. I never seen it. What's it called? In fact, in 1980, 1850, 1815. All those stuff. How you doing? All the way from the Island of Man. How you doing? Big ups in the Island of Man. I don't know. I probably maybe have seen. I don't remember now. But what was it? What did you say it was about again? A fantastic film. Why an Irish nanny. No, I was going to say something, but I think it's the wrong film. No, I think that was based in some other country. No, that wasn't in fact. I think it was in the former French colony. I'm thinking of a film. It was Morocco. Yeah, so it wasn't. It wasn't in France. France. It was in the French occupied Morocco. That's. I don't even think they had an Irish actor in it. I think of some other actor. So. Oh well. Ooh, wished. Casablanca, yeah. Spain and Morocco have some strange borders, to say the least. Yeah, Spain owns a good. No, I'm trying to. Try and maybe draw it to try. It's hard to describe, but yeah. So Spain owns a few ports along Morocco, like a few areas supposed like Gibraltar, a British holding. So they have a few ports. They don't own the other side of the Suez, which is called. Yeah, the other side of the Suez, like that'd be. Yeah, that'd be Morocco, wouldn't it? The other side of the Suez, yeah. Yeah, they don't own that now. They used to own it back years ago. You watch the Banshee. I never heard such talk about a movie in all my life. I've heard everybody talk about it, and and I never seen it. I never took the time to see it. But everybody was like, "This is the best thing since sliced bread," and I was like, "Jesus, it couldn't be. They couldn't be that good to talk about. It. This is the best thing since sliced bread." You know. That's literally what people have been saying. It's the best thing since sliced bread, and I'm just like, "What? Come again?" But yeah, we soon get on to the thing that I actually meant to talk about 42 minutes ago. Hello, Stephen. So yeah, we get into the meat of the thing. I know what to talk about. Again, I just go on for hours and hours. That's the thing. Oh, does it look no ham? No ham. We fire our guns. Johnny didn't like it at all. He was very disappointed with the whole idea. He was not happy. He even asked for a refund. Yeah, Cavan's playing Saturday. Just to say to people, if anybody's going through Cavan Saturday, not the best idea. Let's put that going through Cavan Town Saturday. Because the whole place is going to be chock-a-block. The whole town is going to be full of cows, and it's going to take about 9 years to get anywhere in Cavan Town come Saturday. So, probably should stay clear of Cavan Town on Saturday between the matches. That's something to say. To have seen, I didn't see it, so that's not everybody. But I don't count. To be honest, I don't count. I'm just a number. Hello, Shawnee. How are you doing? So yeah, just to say that to people who come, if anybody's going through Cavan on Saturday, best to find a better route going through Cavan Town. That's what I'm saying. Hello. But yes, it's going to be some crack in the town. Anyway. Anybody going to the match? Anybody going to any of the matches in Brackney? Also, don't even start me about the cow. Don't even attempt anybody. Nobody attempt to even start with it. Nobody attempt. Because I already had to talk too much about it yesterday evening to somebody. So nobody even start with it. We'll just leave it there. We'll pretend it never happened. Good, I'm walking. Hey, well, you probably be able to watch it on telly later on. I suppose, yeah. Well, you walk. Yeah, so you walk on the weekends, yeah. No, sure, no matter. There's always another time, Stephen. Always another day. We don't have to go there. Sorry, I'm just referencing something there. We don't have to go now. Weather good. Well, yeah, the weather's good today, but it might piss rain now Saturday. It's not giving too good for tomorrow now. It's supposed to be giving rain tomorrow. Did you play any games tonight? I didn't notice that. Yeah, you were saying that yesterday. One of your comments, you didn't get notified. No, we didn't play any games tonight. So we didn't play anything. We basically just were here based. That's how we were doing. We're not really going to play any games, but we might do some tomorrow actually. It's tomorrow's Friday. So I haven't even gone on to the main thing we were supposed to do today, but give me a second. Give me an hour. Well, plenty of time. We're just talking about everything and anything, and that's what's shall we wait? Anywho, and like Joe Biden now. Anyway, none of you YouTube censorship. Like, it's all rigged. I'll tell you. Wished. Very good. Oh, yeah. Hopefully very good. Anyway. How was your day? How was my day? Very good, thank you. Not bad at all. So I'm just thinking about something in the background here. We shall see. I know who wins. I know. We shall see. Then there's another game on after that. I can't remember what the other game is. I know Cavan has been, but I don't know what the other game is. Some other game, I can't remember what it was. 2 games on, I can't remember. I wouldn't mind when we were told about it. Would seem to be some fucking crack now Monday morning after the game. That's what I'm trying to say. There'll be some crack now Monday for us. In the culture, man. No culture. And what do they do? Oh no, it's out of our don't go. We don't want that. Oh no. I'm going for Cavan. Oh yeah, Joe Biden said. Do you remember Joe Biden said, "Mayo for Sam"? And a lot of Americans. This is the funny part. A lot of Americans was like, "What did Joe Biden just say?" Because they didn't know what Mayo was and they didn't know who Sam was. So there was a good few Americans very confused. They thought Joe Biden was just lost it altogether. Because let's be fair, it's Joe Biden. You know, he doesn't know what he's saying half the time. So, you know. So a lot of Americans were very confused what was Sam and what was Mayo. Yeah, so that's what happened. That's actually what happened. Like, if you look on Twitter, there's actually so many people who just like that. Cavan for Sam, Joe Biden should have been paid to do that. Like, he wouldn't have said, he probably said Mayo instead of Cavan. He probably would say Mayo instead of Cavan. If he was in Cavan, he probably would say Mayo. He has to be awkward. Oh, do you remember he said, he's meant to say the All Blacks, and he said the Black and Tans. He's from Madagascar, he's from the movie Madagascar. Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about now. It's banned in country, yeah. Loads of tops being laundered. It's true. The PS nice that is a huge threat to democracy. It's a threat to our democracy, as they say. Of course. I agree. A few people smoking a few t-shirts is a disgrace. Fellow question jumper, jumper. It's a jumper, we have a jumper hands. Yeah, the guards are going to crack down how the Drew Harris has enough of it. I don't know what you're talking about, Steve. I never met the woman. I know, that's my excuse. Did anybody ask? I never met the woman. Drew Harris MI5. Take the temple and finish elections. Indeed. Everybody MI6 and everybody's involved in tapping with the Finnish elections. So I don't know what you're talking about, Sean. I never met the woman. I had to get a recording of that. I just keep playing it over and over again. It's all fake news. Sean is just misleading people. And he's one of those I don't know, Russian bots. That's what I. For where are these Russian bots? You have to ask yourself. Also, speaking of Finnish people, speaking of that, oh no. Well, this brings me on neatly to my next point. Have a guess. Have a guess what this next point. Why I even started this whole stream today. No, stop. In denial. Right. Are we ready to calm down now? Right, before I move on to the next thing. Do you remember what I said a few weeks ago? What's up? And have a guess. We'll try and remember what I said. I'm so gum off or something now. Joe Biden. He's in denial. Just nobody's going to take a guess. Have a guess. Like, why I even started the whole stream today at all. The new bridge arrived. What fucking new badge? Oh, I thought you said new bridge. I was like, where do you see a new bridge? I read this bridge. What did you say? In what regard? Which regard? I said a lot of things in the last 2 seconds. Badge, not. Yeah, but the new bridge. I don't know. I just seen. I seen instead of saying badge, I said bridge. But I know what you mean, badge. There's no new badges. No. Have another guess then. Because I even mentioned it last week, and everybody was like, "Yeah, that's going to be fun. We want to do that next week." And now everybody's like, "I don't remember what you said." But we're not going to do it tonight. We're just going to get some pints. And then we sorted out throughout the day. You're a funny man, are you? Over the Nile, are you? I said to myself there, why would you be asking about a new bridge? New name, we did that. I know we talked about that, but there's something else we were supposed to do. And I even mentioned it last week and the week before that, so. He's all just like Joe Biden now, forgetting this stuff. I even said it. I don't remember what day it was. I'm like Joe Biden. Excuse me. Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden. My eye, dot on my eye. But just nobody seems to know. Have a guess. Somebody have a guess. Come on. I even mentioned it twice in 2 weeks. Like, Jesus. And everybody like, hell yeah, that's going to be good fun. I give you 2 more chances, however, and then I tell you. Because and I have to drag it out as much as humanly possible. For the views, obviously. I want the ad revenue and all that. In the game, of course, in the game. Number 40. Who cares? Who cares about number 40? Right, these really want to know. Do you remember I said we're going to write to the lovely lady behind us? Do you remember we said we're going to write a letter? Well, any ideas what we could put down that now before anybody gets fucking hyper and goes mad, calm down. Right, be reasonable. Use your head. everybody's going mad now. Calm down. No, we're going to write to her constituency office, in her area, basically. So, any ideas what we could put down? That's basically what we're supposed to do an hour ago. So, yeah, we're going to look for an autograph, obviously, of course. I'll put that down. So, yeah, we're just going to brainstorm. We will probably write it. Maybe we'll write it the weekend or so. We were supposed to do this yesterday, just to say. So, we're behind already. Yeah, I'm going to ask for autograph. So, I'm going to get hold of these. I can just see this happening. People are already going up and finding their lines here to give me abuse. Oh no, stop. Stop. Get away. Call the police. I'd be on this watch list. Drew House would be suddenly watching me then. We wouldn't want that now. Like, everybody's gone very quiet now. So, yeah, give me ideas what to put down in the letter, because that's basically what we're doing. We're brainstorming it. In other words, that's basically what we're supposed to do an hour ago. But everybody kept talking and talking. I'm only joking, but yeah, you know, that's what the stream's for. To have a chat. But yeah, so the autograph and another thing. I'm just kind of triddling with my pets and a pen. This is a pen. Wouldn't you know this is called a pencil too? Wouldn't you know it? These are the facts they don't want you to know. So yeah, any other ideas before? And read the book. What book? We'll talk about the book. Read the book. We want to read hold the book. We want to read hold the book. Do a story time with Santa or something like that. That'd be dangerous, I think. Make me so. What are you saying? I like you should be. What? A letter to the Hague for. Yeah, well, we're going to write a letter to the Hague. Of course, I wrote to everybody already about it. I wrote 1,600 letters at this stage about it. So. I wait for a few more minutes before I say my next bit. I'm just kind of letting you stew for a few minutes, people, so people can come up with an idea before I come up with the next bit to say. Right, fair enough. That okay? Everybody settle down a bit, are they? I think everybody's calmed down a bit anyway, for the moment. Hello, Tony. I know that. I know it's the 16th. I know that. And I'm aware of that. What are you saying? No, we've something along them lines, kind of. But yeah, I explain now in a second my next bit. We could add something else, but again, that was the time to tell me if you want me to add in something. Vietnam, I thought you said you want me to ask her, would she go to Vietnam, I was going I don't know why I would ask her, would she go to Vietnam? Out of all the countries, I want to go to Vietnam. I was going to say, what? I seen Vietnam. I didn't read the rest of it, but I seen Vietnam. I was like, you want to go to Vietnam? So I'm waiting to specifically to ask her to go to Vietnam. We just write about the film. We're going to ask about the film. I was like, I found a Ted's clip there. Was it a good film? Is it any good? Your man asks, going in when the two boys were chained to the thing. Is it any good? Maybe more the nude sort of stuff. You wouldn't like it, and the fellow proceeds to go into the cinema. Now you're talking, yeah, because that's actually what I was actually going to ask. Now you're talking. I was going to like, would you like to come someday, an official invite to County Cavan Island, to see Cavan, or to come to Ireland? Cén míle fáilte. Cén míle fáilte, sorry. So, I don't know how that's going to go. Obviously, probably not, but you could hope. That's what I said. Just for the laws. It'd actually be fucking very funny. I just picture it now, if it did happen, like, it'd be so funny. Imagine if she did come. And she came to Cavan. Like, imagine OT, just like the former Finnish Prime Minister. Actually, sorry, she is the Finnish Prime Minister, because obviously the election was rigged, obviously. She comes to Cavan, right? And she's in Cavan, and OT has to report on it, saying the former Finnish Prime Minister just rolls up and comes to Cavan. And she's in the disco and everything like that. So, like, it'd be good fun. Well, there's one thing we can actually do to our fat, that she likes the outdoors. She does like being out and about, like outside. So obviously, obviously Finland, I can't really say Finland is not, has more lakes than Cavan, basically. But it's still a lot you could see in Cavan, in terms of fresh air and stuff like that, and the outdoors, the great outdoors and stuff like that. The Cavan match on Saturday. Who's the most famous folks I met? I met a big YouTuber once. Well, I was talking to him on social media once, like on Discord once. I'm not going to name it, but obviously it was very big in her day, I suppose. I suppose that'd be the most famous. And obviously I met a good few politicians in my life, stuff like that. I met the Cavan manager once. The Cavan manager, Mickey Graham. Who else? Not really anybody else. No actors or anything. But actually, no, I didn't know. I knew Liam. Well, who was he? There was some fella down here one time, but I didn't meet him. But I knew he was here. Brendan Gleeson, I think that was here once. Everybody went down to meet him, but I didn't go to meet him. I was out on the road, so I didn't go out to meet him. So yeah, I say that YouTuber. And probably, obviously, a good few politicians I met that are, I suppose, called famous. We class them as famous people, I suppose. And then the Cavan manager too. Yeah, that's about it. And I don't really think I've talked to anybody else, as far as I know. A few. You met a few, yeah. Well, that YouTuber was big in our day now. It was had a good hundreds of views, hundreds of millions of views as well. It's a long story, basically. It's a long story. That's a story for a different day. And like fucking a good friend Bertie. Making up all the excuses today. So yeah, any other things? Well, obviously we ask about it. The money was just resting my. Oh, I won it on the horses, yeah, and it was just resting my account. It was just resting. It just happened to turn up there. Before I moved to Dawn. Is it raining? I can hear a bit of rain. I must be dreaming. I'm dreaming of a rainy day. This year, but unfortunately, I have nothing to do with Cavan Inn this year. Well, I could do that, but it'd actually be very premature to be doing it. To do that, and obviously, I don't think the council would be too happy if I just invited them, because obviously, it would have to be them. It would have to be the highest levels of the council to say, yeah, she can come on that day. And obviously, I'm not going to go to the highest levels of the council to ask them specifically, can we invite the Prime Minister of Finland? Out of any other country, you're going to ask the Prime Minister of Finland to come to Cavan. There'd be war over that if I did. Oh, the Arsenal manager came in. Oh, very good. Very good. I'm sure he got his. Oh, very good, yeah. It just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Right, oh no, not the right place at the right time. You just happened to be in the right area, I suppose. I just said hello. Well, I suppose you said hello. You were being friendly. Like, I could go past about fucking 500,000 famous people and I still wouldn't know them, to be totally honest. Like, I could come across, I don't know, fucking PewDiePie or something like that on the street and I wouldn't know him, to be totally honest. Get your sticker book out for what? It just happened to be a coincidence. I think not. It was all planned and staged. The plot thickens. On your credit card last year. Did you know these people, or did you buy them by, or did you? What? It's actually raining. Hallelujah. I know it's just the wind. I'm fucking dopey. It's the wind. So. Here, give me 2 seconds. I'll be back in a second. Also, you can think about what else I could put down. Hello, Moya. How are you doing? I just seen you there. How are you doing? It's a good voice to sing you. How are you doing? Geez, everybody's living next door to famous people now. It was. I had an argument with him and they took my. What? It was a Pakistan. Oh, you dropped it or something? He took revenge. Oh, he used your credit card when you gifted him for something. Oh, you in the grey? Oh, you were at some wasting course or something? Oh, as long as you got your money back or something. Because I'm sure they'll give you your money back, or. Right, so, yeah, anything else? I got. You got zero. You got nothing out of it, basically. As long as you got caught for it, and that's the main thing, too. Just give me a second. Ooh, there, that. Yeah, I got it back. But that's good. At least that's some good news. Let's put that way. Jeez, at this stage you might have met the president. Oh, actually, funny enough, anybody ever meet any presidents, any crack, any scandals? I don't even want to start in saying what I have to say about any scandals. Jesus, Sean, you met everybody. Like, again, as I say, the president of fucking Timbuktu could come past me, and I wouldn't know him. I just wouldn't know him, and that's just to be honest with you. The president of Timbuktu. Did anybody ever meet any former presidents or anything? Be interested to see. Or any former Taoiseachs. The Taoiseach. The Taoiseach. The Irish Taoiseach. I'm just thinking of Liz Truss saying that. The Irish Taoiseach. Like, she actually said it with a straight face. The Taoiseach. You met Charlie Haughey, oh no. The Charlie Haughey, oh no. Charlie Haughey was some fella. We talk about Bertie being bad. We should see Charlie Haughey. You met Bertie at Heron, did you? Oh no. You're getting even worse. Thankfully, I never met any former Taoiseachs or presidents anyway, not yet. No. I met Johnny Logan, I'm sure you did. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to 11:30 anyway, so people, any suggestions before we go for the letter? 11:30 is the deadline. Everybody met Johnny Logan, apparently so. You can see how, I'm just looking at my hand. You can see how tanned kind of this part of my arm is. But then when you look up here, then you look down here, my hands, they're all white as ghosts. Because this part is exposed. The leave this part exposed like my t-shirt. But I usually have a bit of a jumper on me. Like a reflective jumper that goes down to here, and that's why. And then obviously I have my gloves on, that's why my hands are white. In the fitness gym. What? In the fit, you walk. There's a security guard in there. Why did the fuck Christchurch, New Zealand? You're talking about? Are you talking about in New Zealand? Oh, you're talking about here. Some Christchurch here. Actually, it might be Christchurch here. Oh, this is Christchurch. Yeah, actually, never mind. Sorry, excuse me. Security guard. Jeez, I even know a man that's actually in security at the moment. Security guard in a fitness gym, but why would they need a security guard in the fitness gym? Just curious that bit. Why would they need a security guard in the fitness gym? I don't kind of get that. No, but you didn't seem like you had much fun with him. So it didn't seem like you had much fun with him. It seemed like you didn't have a good experience anyway. So. Thought he was a tall man. Hello, Tag. How are you doing? It's good vibes to see you. How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the good weather. Love to meet Jackie Charlton. He seems like a decent fella, yeah. Dublin Polish gym. But was it a rough area or something like that? Because not many gyms will have their own security, if that makes any sense. Like I even take a gyms here, I hardly don't even have one person as security in any of the gyms together. Full of self. Oh, jeez, with the higher class, with the high and mighty, Sean. Jesus, the high and mighty. The high and mighty. I'm surprised you didn't see Leo or any of them. Yeah, it would have been probably too. I know everybody's talking about everything else. Anyway, here we can chat away with everything else, and there's no rush, and I have plenty of time tonight, and plenty of time. Anyway, next Thursday definitely won't be live because I have to go on a training course. Thursday evening, so definitely it's going to be Donkey's years. Who's on the hat, if you don't mind me asking? It's a long story. Let's put it that way, Tag. I know you probably haven't been here, so it's all this propaganda was pushed on me. It's a long story. Basically, it's a long story. It's a story for a different day. Let's put it that way. But I explain it someday to you. I will explain it someday to you. Because it is a long story and I'll be here for 2 hours trying to explain it out. Katie Taylor should fight. Everybody should fight everybody at the stage of this stage in life. Because literally YouTubers are fighting each other and everything. We will say that, of course, yeah. Yes, behind the. Oh yeah. I see what you mean. But yeah, I know. I'm just surprised that not many gyms would have. Like Dublin's probably a different story because obviously Dublin's a lot more rougher than Cavan here. Yeah, in Cavan now, so yeah. That's that, eh? Yeah, in Cavan now, so yeah. The gym was owned by Sean Quinn. Oh, very fancy, wasn't it? Well, Sean Quinn owned fucking nearly everything at that stage. So we must be talking. When would you say it was again? Sorry. Oh, 1998, yeah, but Sean Quinn would own fucking everything in the country. So Sean Quinn nearly owned fucking all the Cavan, surely I'm saying. And Cherry would. But would you? Yeah, no, I don't mean to ask you so many questions. But would there be much trouble like in the gym when you were there, or would everything just be 100%? You know, there wouldn't be much arguments or scuffles or fights or anything like that. Let's put it that way. There wouldn't be much. Basically, there'd be very little going on. I presume. Not that much. Hopefully, nothing like drug dealers. Maybe, I say it probably was, but nothing too serious. Hopefully, because I know a man that's going for security at the moment, and he had to do it. He done part. No, he wasn't part time. He was doing a work experience in a bar, like security. And sure, look, he's nearly put off it already. He's done it 5 minutes, and he said, "Oh, the amount of people with drugs and stuff like that, having to deal with them in the toilets and stuff like that, having to throw them out and stuff like that, it's just too much hassle, you know." That's why he's thinking of going out of it. So he's only there a few months at it, and he's first time ever got out a few weeks ago into a bar, and he had to do that, and he's like, "No, I don't want to do it," but he's kind of going to stick through it, I think, for a while. We shall hope and see what happens in it. It's funded by the council. Yeah, the council do fund. Like even here in Cavan, the council funds the gyms under the sports fitness thing. To try obviously to try and coach people to be more healthy and stuff like that. So council there is grants for it from the councils. So. Oh, that kind of stuff. All right. It wasn't like people doing drugs or that kind of quack. At least it wasn't that bad. Well, obviously it's bad enough, but it's not as bad as what you probably would have to do with nowadays, drugs and all that. He probably would actually, but he got out anyway. But I can't even do it. I even said it beforehand. The state's evidence was like obviously, they didn't have much evidence to kind of say he did it and all that. Quite. Ba, 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 bum, bum, ba. But yeah, anything else to add to this letter now? Because we're at half 11, the lines close for suggestions. So. So make your answers. Text 5713. You know that. Well, yeah, I'm already writing like madman. It's crime call on tonight, was it? Was it on actually? No, it wouldn't be on tonight, would it? Because usually I watch a bit of it just to see what's happening. I hardly was on tonight, was it? But yeah, any other ideas? Okay, any other ideas?
Oh,
Like obviously we probably won't start writing it, Yet. The plan is to have it done by not next week, the week after that. So basically, May Day. May Day. If we have it done by the 1st or the 2nd of May, I'm happy enough. Aye, they just stop oil, aye. Or should they should be all thrown in prison. They're just going around causing havoc everywhere they go. If they're just throwing oil, they're throwing paint on windows and they're throwing paint to everyone, patents and priceless patents that are hundreds of years old and stuff like that, and they're just fucking paint on them. So definitely terrorists. Well, we wouldn't call them terrorists, but definitely anarchists, I suppose we would call them. Yeah. Tony's on about food. He loves his food. But at this time of night, Tony, it wouldn't be good to eat probably all that stuff now at this time of night. So would you not be awake nearly all night to have to eat that big feed? So is there any other ideas, Sean? Anybody? Any other ideas? Because don't be saying to me when I have the letter, wait. Oh wait, I forgot. You should have asked. To make kibble, I suppose we haven't seen much like of that and all. Like they just stop oil, kind of thing. I suppose we haven't seen any of it in Ireland turn up yet. Technically, no. Well, hopefully they don't turn up here, but eventually they probably will. It's kind of a matter of time before they do. She actually had a portrait painted at one stage, yeah. But the walls the finished Parliament, so yeah. Well, I couldn't do painting anyway. I never any good at painting. No. Just no. No, stop. Stop, Sean. Get your mind out of the gutter. Get your mind out of the gutter. So yeah, anything else? Come on, do this. Last week and the week before, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we could talk about that." He's loving it. I don't know, I'm loving it. Write a letter to Zelensky or Putin. No, thank you. I rather not. Anyway, Zelensky wouldn't care less unless there was £5 billion in it. He wouldn't care. He wouldn't even look at it. Zelensky unless there was £16 billion in it for him. And then he would want more. If he wouldn't even read the letter. He'd take the £16 billion, and then he'd ask for another £16 billion before he looks at the letter. Yeah, that's what Zelensky will do. What? Get your mind out of the gutter, Fiona. Just you and Sean have your mind in the gutter this evening. Oh dear, I better not put that down. Then we should ask him for that. I wrote a letter to Biden and Kamala Harris for Cavan Day, and we never got a response. Not even a whisper. And we never got a response. Even though I put an express post and things that, loves the crack. That's true, actually, yeah. It's actually quite literally true. Like, we actually did send a letter to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and we got them back. What are you talking about? Says the man. What says what? What about the man? What? With we got nothing back from them. What? Oh, you talking about? You were saying about white to Putin, Zelensky or Putin. I don't even think they would let you probably here send the letter to Russia. I say you put it on the watch list. A Pam? What is Pam? $69. 7 won the drop. And say what again? It's like like you remember that we actually wrote to over 200, nearly 300 people for Cavan Day, and we only got 6 letters back. 6 letters back. That's all literally we got. 6 letters. Out of nearly 300 and something letters we said. It was well over 300 actually. Yeah, because it was all houses they walked as we walked to, and then we walked to some foreign dignitaries and stuff like that, and we only got 6 letters back. Even though maybe, I will say this, and people did say about it, that we did probably encourage the tarnish, the Taoiseach at the time, and we probably did encourage him. Like, Mia Harman was still the Taoiseach at the time. And he actually, in fairness to him, I actually think we probably did it. Because the council didn't ask me Hall Mountain, they didn't tell him. Or nobody actually told me Hall Mountain from anybody from Cavan to Cavan they was coming. So everybody concluded that it was my letter that I said to him that actually made him, but he didn't reply like in writing. But he did reply when he went to New York. He done a special video from New York to wish us a happy Cavan Day. And many people do think it was me that actually caused that to happen. I got the blame for it. So technically, I would count it maybe that we succeeded in doing that, basically. Let's put it that way. And the same with Leo Fuerco and Pascal Donoghue and things that they put up messages. Well, they didn't send a letter back or anything, but they actually put it up about Cavan Day and things like that without being asked. So, and without sending a letter back. But I think many people do think that it was actually my letter that might have actually encouraged them to do it. Especially to me, Hall Mountain, because he was in New York at the United Nations, and he took time out of that to send the video to the people of Cavan. So, in fairness to me, Hall Mountain, I give him credit for that one, because he actually went out of his way to do it, in fairness. I will say that. First time in history, probably actually done it, that he actually went out of his way to do something for people. But in fairness, he done it, so, in fairness. So, but we didn't, it would have been nice to get an official response to letter and things like that. But yeah, we only got 6 from every other TD. I don't know what the other TDs were doing. Still, I know, but we give him a small bit of credit for it. Let's put it that way. Not much, but we give him a tiny bit of acknowledgement. Let's put it that way. There's still pricks at the end of it, but we give him a small bit of acknowledgement. But I do think, and a lot of people do think the same, that it was actually my letter that probably did. I don't mean to gloat, but they do think it was me, because nobody probably would have told them apart from that, So, but you think some of the other TDs, like the other TDs that had nothing, like what would they be doing? Like Like, you even take Michael Healy or Danny Healy. Like, I even wrote to Michael Healy when I said about how read his book and stuff like that. I even specifically talked to him about different chapters in his book. That I wanted a bit more insight in what he was, what he was talking about. Uh, and you think he would have wrote back, specifically because I did reference a lot about his book and talked a lot about different chapters of the book. Um, you think, and especially because I spent nearly 40, well, not 40, it was about 40 euros or something like that for his book. You think he would have responded. Michael Healy or Danny Healy or someone. Carl Nolan, if I'm going to call out Joe Woman, Tony, Carl Nolan uh, should have wrote back, because Carl Nolan, I had one interaction with Carl Nolan, so she probably might have remembered me. I don't know, she might not have remembered me, but call her out here that she should have wrote back too. All of them seemed, all the TDs nearly on Limerick responded to me. That was the funniest part. None of them from any other part. Everybody just came from Limerick to respond to me. We have to. We come to that now in December. Anyway, that we'll come to that bridge anyway about elections and stuff like that. We'll come to that bridge now in December. That'd be a big discussion now in December about it. So we're waiting to then discuss anything about elections or the local county elections or anything like that, because there's a lot to unravel. So, we're naming places. I would swear, so what do you expect? I've nothing better to do. But yeah, anything else now? Just anything else. Now is the time to say it if anybody has anything to add. But hopefully, maybe she will come to Cavan. It'd be actually pretty funny. It'd actually be very funny. I actually think it'd be the most hilarious thing ever. That I can actually even imagine the naughty news. Randomly, the Finnish Prime Minister turns up in Cavan. Just randomly, like, imagine on the news, you're just like, what the fuck? Why, I Cavan all the places, but why are you coming to Cavan? It could actually be pretty funny, nonetheless. I could actually, and I'm talking saying about come to Ireland. Yeah, I could actually, yeah. Micheál Martin did meet her before. Yeah, let's wait and see. So, Micheál Martin met her before, but that was in Helsinki. Funny, actually, people did say, like, Micheál Martin's 60 something, nearly going on 70 or something like that. I know she has a daughter, I know that. I'm aware of it. Like, to tell the age difference was, she was 35 at the time or something like that. And he was nearly 60 something, 63 or 64, so he might have been 60, only 60, something like that. But to tell nearly 30 years or something like that. In difference. Fuck, only knows. When was the last? I actually don't know. Anybody know? I don't even. No, I don't think any. No, I don't think any president from Russia came to Ireland, because the USSR would take it back into the Soviet Union. Maybe Gorbachev maybe came, but I don't think many Soviet leaders would come here willingly. Let's put that to a Western democracy. So-called Western democracy, obviously. But I don't think many of them would bother to come here. Boris Yeltsin. Yes, this is the fellow before Putin. Came on an official state tour to Ireland on September the 30th, 1994. It's not too long ago. Yeah. So Yeltsin, yeah. He's full of fucker. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. Yeah, because I wouldn't imagine Stalin or any of them would probably come. And obviously, Putin would be very afraid at the moment if he came to Ireland, because on Garda Síochána O'Connor were Western. So I'm sure he's trembling in his boots. I know, but imagine they actually came out with that statement. If Putin dares to come to Ireland, we'll arrest him on the spot. You know, imagine even having to come out with that and say that. You know, and obviously that not the I don't think Ireland's in the position to bargain with this. Let's put it that way. Because I don't know what backbone they have to stop it. John Putin was Taoiseach. Yeah, probably was 1994. Yeah, I wouldn't remember. I wasn't even born. Yeah, I said that was done. He's probably lead of the Russia that came here. Yeah, because the other ones wouldn't have come here. The other Soviet leaders before him. Well, he was the Russian Federation after the Soviet Union collapsed in the beginning of the 90s. Well, you always are playing football where? There's no hotels. There's no room at the inn. You know what? I actually just have to say this. I actually feel sorry for Joe Biden, to be totally honest. Because guess he had to actually meet Norma Foley. So spare a second to pray for Joe Biden. I feel sorry for the man having to meet Norma Foley and talk to her for a second. He probably was, yeah. He probably did come down and shoot me. Because obviously Ireland is very important to the Communist Party and stuff like that. It's very important, obviously, because obviously there's a lot of Chinese businesses here. So it's obviously very crucial for the Chinese government to kind of back friends and stuff. Yeah, I think I vaguely remember that. Yeah, I think I vaguely remember that. So yeah, anything else to add to this letter? Last call. So this is the last opportunity. The last call. The final countdown. The final countdown. Copyright. The final countdown. Copyright. Yes, what about it? What about it? Put your phone on. No. No. I don't. No, stop. It's into a cat. I look well actually doing that now. That was funny. But I don't think they probably would allow it, would they? Also, no, stop. Get your mind out of the gutter. Like it actually be very funny now. We have to maybe try a campaign to try and get the former Finnish Prime Minister to come to Cavan. That'd be hilarious. I'm afraid like that would go terribly. That would be the worst thing ever. Like imagine that. Now. Oh God, that'd be terrible. No, no, that'd be terrible. Oh yeah, it was just kind of a smoke. It wasn't really much of an explosive. It was just kind of a smoke thing. It wasn't anything too dangerous. Let's put it that way. Stop. Get your mind at the gun. We're going to the coronation, boys. We've been invited by King Charles to go to the coronation. Very generous, obviously, to invite us to His Majesty's bar. His Majesty the King will speak. Right, so I take it that's it. We could actually do the Cavan Jones, but I don't know. Because obviously the Finnish, what they call it? The Finnish customs would be very strict. You know, you're not going to get through them very handily. Let's put them that. They're not like the Irish customs. You know, they'd be very sharp. You know. No, stop. No. No, come on. Everybody say, get your mind out of the gutter. Frame Cavan Crest. It actually, but no, I think they go mad now. We said that. Your job was no, Jesus. I get your mind out of the gutter, everybody. Cavan Crest. I don't even know what to be allowed to. Because obviously it would be checked before it gets up. Obviously being the former Prime Minister. So we don't want that to sus. Send her. No, I think we'll leave it there because everybody's actually going mental now at the moment. Gives right. Let's all take a step back and calm down. You know, I know it's Friday, coming on Friday, but you know, calm down. Let's put it that way. So yeah, but definitely we'll have this letter done, and we'll compose it. So what? Fine. Then, but yeah, so we go. A piece of history, literature. Yeah, I think we do that about Cavan. I don't put his budget. She'd be like, "What the fuck is put his budget if she read it?" At least Cavan would be a bit more reasonable. In New York, far away. So, and if it doesn't work, we can start a campaign. we go around with the signature and try and get 100,000 people to sign it to say Santa Marie needs to come to Cavan for promoting the couch. Let's put it that way. That'd actually be pretty class. Imagine 100,000 people actually sign it. We're gonna do it like that'd be hilarious. Oh no, it would be hilarious. Actually, be pretty frightening at the same time. I think we can notice already. She's resigned as leader of the SCRP. Well, not really resigned. It's September when she's leaving the position. So I don't presume that she would take up more problems. She'd keep her seat as an MP. But I don't think she's going to go anywhere else, for the time being. So yeah, I think we leave it there because chat's going a bit nuts. So we leave it there. Everybody happy now with it. Everybody got it out of their system, right? Everybody's got it all out of their system. Everybody's got everything out of their system. They're all calm. Everybody calm down after. He's in denial. Everybody's in denial. Fun put us with the home down. I don't know. But yeah, we have to kind of figure this out now as well, how the composers and stuff. So yeah, we work it out in it. It's all a conspiracy theory. Exactly. That's 100% right. You hit the nail on the head there, lad. It's all just big conspiracy. Wait, twit. Yeah. What's he doing tonight? I'm gone off to Egypt on holidays, Tony. Had enough of this country. So fuck it. So that's what I did. Here we live there because everybody's going mad. So good night, everyone. Take care. I talk to you tomorrow. If you have anything else, Dad, I suppose you can let me know to the letter. But be reasonable now.